Yesterday Sarah had hives, today I have an eye infection, so that's why I'm wearing sunglasses, I swear to you. Okay, but just quickly, because it's gross kind of. Yeah, and it kind of fills up with green goop every couple of minutes, so to avoid you having to see that and losing the vibe here, I'm going to wear sunglasses, so just pretend I'm a really cool rock star. Okay.
I'm on medication, so I feel high. And
she's acting really, really weird and inconsistent, so.
My mom called me and woke me up this morning to make sure I was still alive, and I was really angry because you didn't check on me last night. I could have died on that medication.
I had my own issues. I thought I was going blind.
You can't die from an eye infection.
But I could lose the most important thing I have. Sight. We'll talk about that later. We're gonna do a couple songs for you.
You know what? You know what's really funny about getting sick, and not like just like a cold or a flu, is like my mom told my grandma, and she told like people that I know, and so over the last couple of days, people are calling me to tell me other times I've been sick. It's like this weird phenomenon. Have you ever had that happen where you get sick, and then people call you to tell you about other times you've been sick? Like
No.
that's what you don't know what I'm talking about? Well, like people called me this morning and were like, "Do you remember that time that you got hives 2 summers ago?" No, you did. You thought they were spider bites. But they weren't, they were hives, so. Yeah, wicked. And that was happening this morning, so. I just thought I'd share that with you.
I appreciate it. I worry about you. Yesterday on stage at the show, which thank you to everybody who came out to that show. Did so many people, you guys were at that show? Okay, good. Yeah, sometimes, you make it up that I don't care about you. And I know it's for the sake of the audience, getting a good laugh out of me and stuff. And I do care about you.
This happened yesterday. I sent Tegan a letter. I sent her a letter telling
She sent
her
me a
really nice things about
I gotta
her,
clean my
like
hair.
like over a month ago. And yesterday on the phone, I heard her tell somebody like, "Oh, Sarah sent me this letter. She's so sweet. I read it to my mom and I read it to my dad." And I was like, "You got my letter?" I thought it was lost in the mail because she never mentioned it ever. Like I make it up that she doesn't care about
Well,
me.
it was a really weird letter. Like, Sarah said things to me that nobody has ever said to me. Like, she was just like,
Okay, well you don't have to get into it. We haven't even talked about it yet.
well, it's just really nice. And Sarah's not typically very nice to me. Like, not in like a mean way or anything, like just in a sister way. Like, she's a sister to me. And she sent this really, really nice letter. You're special.
It's so weird to talk to you when you have your sunglasses on. It's
Sorry.
It's like you think you're Bono or something.
No, it's worse if I don't. It's just hard.
Try singing one without it. It'll be fun. To see
Okay, but
how-
if you see the green goop, don't go on the internet and talk about it, okay? Let's just leave this between us. Okay? Tell everyone you saw us at the Instore.
This is a sweet sentimental song. You don't want to wear sunglasses in a sweet sentimental song.
You know what? Your hives blend into your skin, okay? See, this is how much I care.
Just close it. Just keep it closed like that.
It closes on its own. I have to be able to look. And
It's like your little baby mouse. Oh! Just hit your head.
I can't see.
Oh, the other eye. Oh no. Sunglasses.
I'm gonna blame that on you, definitely.
Oh, sorry. The last time we did a West Coast tour was in January, and we finished up in San Diego. And I was getting ready to move across the country. Are you alright? Do you need ice? And so after the San Diego show, we had nowhere to sleep, so we booked it that way because we had a really early flight home from LA the next day. So we drove all night in the van, and then we slept in the van in a Burger King parking lot. Taco Bell. Same diff. And
No, Taco Bell's way better than Burger King.
yeah, okay. And then we slept like that night was really funny because we were like begging each other to sleep on the benches. And I ended up giving up and sleeping on the floor of the van because I just needed to stretch out. Like my muscles were like freaking out. And so anyways, it was a really long night. And then we took a flight home that day from LA to Vancouver. And when I got home, I opened my bags and my computer and a bunch of my like my headphones and my Discman and a watch and a clock and like all this stuff had been stolen out of my bag. And I felt very sad because the day before that, my wallet had gotten stolen, with like a blank check in it and like all of my credit cards and my ID and whatever, and I was like about to move across the country, and so I didn't have anything, and I was very, very sad. And so I think
I needed the wallet.
I think from the stress of it, I forgot about the tour or whatever. Like I can't really remember a lot from that tour. But anyways, I was thinking about this last night. My aunt in Atlanta, she came to visit we all visited my grandma a couple weeks ago, and I was recounting this horrible situation and what had happened to me, and then they all started in on how I should there's like some sort of way I can like check and make sure that people aren't like getting passports with my ID, and I'm like, but I canceled everything, and then they're like, oh, in like 15 years it can come back to haunt you, and they made me feel so scared. Anyway, there's no conclusion to that story. I just thought I might share it with you.
I saw this lady last night while we were getting to the van on the way to the show walk into a pole, like full on.
Oh.
She stood there for a couple. I watched her. I was on the phone. I wanted to get in the van, but I was like, I gotta watch her. What if she falls down? Like, has she been talking to Rob, our drummer? Where are you, Rob? Did you leave? Where is he? He left. Looking at our band won't stay and support us. Where are they? No, they left. Okay. They must be eating next door. Rob was talking to the lady. He discombobulated her. And then she was like, don't hit my van, or whatever, with the car door. And then he got in the van, and she turned around, like full speed, turned around, went to walk into her room, and walked right into a pole. And the poor thing, she stood there and held her face like...
Do you remember that time that we played in Ontario, and then it was winter, and those girls, they were like fans of ours, they were like waving crazily at us, like, hi, oh my god, and then one of them fell, and it was like a chain reaction on the ice, and they all fell, and then they were like, and then they ran, crouched down, trying to see, maybe we would see them, maybe we had noticed them or whatever. It was cute. It was very fun. I fell. I moved to Montreal this year, and it's cold there, and I fell.
Thank you very much. We're gonna play one more song. And which one will it be? We'll do You Went Away.
You want to do You Went Away?
Is that all right?
Sure.
Okay. Let's see now. We had so many stories last time. How come we didn't?
I had stories 5 minutes ago when you stopped me from talking. And now I just want to let you not talk. I want to make you uncomfortable because you couldn't.
Uncomfortable. I have to wear sunglasses. We're in a CD store. My eye is bleeding green goop. Like, uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable. Satisfied. Give me a story.
One time we did this tour in Canada, and we decided that it would be really effective if we did like in-stores all the way across Canada.
We really wanted to impress our record company.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Side note.
Okay. And so, anyway, so we would do one in each city, and a lot of them really were crappy. And like we have an audience in Canada. Like it wasn't our fault. It was something went wrong. We're not really sure what. But
like we're talking like 2 or 3 people.
Yeah, like 2 or 3 people, and one of them, I know we've probably told this story before, but one of them was in a mall, and there was no room in the store, so they wanted to move us out into the mall, and so we get there, and we were like, no, bad idea. There's nobody here anyway. Let's just try, but we just do it in the back storage room or something. Like, please don't make us do it in the mall, please. And so it's just a bit Tiffany. Like, it's just a bit, like, too 1985, like, for us. And so, anyway, we ended up having to do it. But before we went on, they played our record, like, in the mall, very loud. And
in between, like, tracks would be like, you're listening to Tegan and Sara. They're going to be in the upper, blah, 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 on the 3rd stairwell in 25 minutes, like, over and over again.
And so finally they, like, drag us out there, and we, like, go stand by. They had, like, a little PA set up. It was ridiculous. It was outrageous. It was horrible. And so then as we came out, they restarted the CD, and they played, it was our old record, and so they played the first, and it was so loud, and an old man ran by screaming, think of other people! And he was like screaming, and then we had to like start playing, and it was so
we had to, do you remember we shared a mic?
Did we?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
And we didn't have our guitars plugged in or anything because it just kept feeding back, so we unplugged the guitar, so we had like one mic between the 2 of us, and we just picked songs and passed the mic back and forth, and there was like 3 fans, and even they looked horrified.
Somebody threw a quarter at us, remember? Someone flipped a quarter at us, we were like,
Like as if we chosen to be there, like to busk in the middle
Yeah,
of the
this is
mall.
on purpose. This looks really fun for us too.
And the poor girls, like, I mean, because we played a great show that night, but these girls, like, that came to see us play,